Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily go-getterism number 617 for June 11th, 2016. Just got finished doing the Legacy of a Nation show earlier today. Did the Mind, Right, and Body Better Fitness program. That's how it's going down. That's how it goes down. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about people who keep people around or let people in or house people in order to collect the check that they get, their monthly subsidy. SSI, Social Security, Disability, trust fund money. You know, there's some opportunistic people out there in the world, really. And when you really get into it, the way that people play out their opportunism is so slimy. It's grimy, really. It's on another level. The greed in people never ceases to amaze me. It really doesn't. Because one thing about greed is it don't stop. There's no chill button. There's no, wait a minute. All right, that's the limit. When a person is greedy, they'll keep going and going and going and going and going until whoever they are milking dry is all the way gone. Some people have gone as far as to take out insurance policies or people. So in the event of their death, which they are sure to cause, they collect money on them. Like, it's money, man. You know, it's money. It's not like money really only has the power that you give it. But listen, talking about people who take people into their homes because they know that they get a check every month, and they don't care about how much the check is. They just want to make sure that they get the majority of it. So they prey on people who are mentally ill and who don't have a lot of resources, a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of people that care for them. And to top it off, they ain't all that right in the head, so they are victim ready. You know? And so these people, they get around them and they gain confidence from them. You know, they tell them that they care about them. They help them out in many ways. They make sure that they stay around. You know, they show that they care. They're very attentive to their needs, but only up to a certain degree because they want to make sure that they can get them in their house, and then if they can talk them into letting them sign off power of attorney or something like that, then they got them right where they want them. I used to know this lady. Now, in a previous life, not that long ago, but I was a landlord, and me and my family, we were landlords, and we had people who rented houses from us. But sometimes we had people who rented houses from us who went into the rental business themselves. So what they would do is, imagine taking a 3-bedroom house, partitioning it off to make a 10-bedroom house. So they would take a regular bedroom, partition that off to whereas it only will fit a bed and maybe a nightstand in there, and then they would put people up, you know, and charge them rent. And the rent that they would charge wouldn't be cheap because they would charge them for room and board. And the reason that we found out that this was going on was because one of the tenants reported to us that something wasn't right in the house. And when we came over to check, we could see that, wait a minute, the way we rented this place isn't the way that it looks now. So we knew that the tenant that we had on file was subletting the house, subletting the entire house, but not in a regular way. Not, you know, it wasn't in a way where they moved out of the house and they allowed somebody else to rent from them. They weren't living in the house, but they were renting out the entire house. It was crazy. A lot of problems. And, you know, like, they were essentially running a group home. And all of the tenants in there were either mentally disabled, and sometimes physically disabled, you know. And if you mix a physical disability in with a mental disability, then they're primed and ready to be taken advantage of, unfair advantage of. They're primed and ready to be victimized. And there's so many people out there that will victimize people who don't know the business of things and don't have anybody to put them down with the way things are supposed to be. It makes you wonder how these people sleep at night, but they don't care. All that really matters is their money, their green guy. And they will do whatever it takes in order to get that cash. It's ruthless. And it's unfair. And it's like, it can cause so many problems because for most people out there, if they found out that their loved one was being taken advantage in such a way, they would want to do something to the person who was victimizing them in a retaliatory way. I know I would. But the question remains, like, why do you have to do that? Why is it necessary? All for a couple of dollars. You know, do you have a drug problem or something like that? Because most of the people who are victimized like that, they often have a drug problem. And don't let them have any real money. It's just a crazy situation, man. You know, I totally disapprove of that. I don't like to see people being taken unfair advantage of in any way. But when you take somebody that's powerless and sometimes even harmless, and you do them like that, it's just such a heinous thing to do that it just makes you look at somebody sideways like, yo, man, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. But they choose not to. We got to learn to control our greed out here, man. If we can't control our greed, we can't control anything else that's going on in our lives. You know, there are people that would try to argue and say that a little bit of greed is okay because that could breed ambition. But you can't take a negative you can't take a negative act like greed, a negative ideal like greed, and make it into something positive. Because it's greed. It's not moderation. It's not enough. It's not sufficient. Sufficient, whatever. It's excess. You want more and more and more and more and more. So you'll take and take and take and take. You'll steal and steal and steal and steal. And in some cases, you will even be willing to kill, especially if somebody tries to rat you out. So think about the people you know, and also think about the person inside of you. I'm not saying that anybody who's watching this video has ever done anything like that, but one thing you should always be able to identify is the negative greed in you. And there's no such thing as positive greed. Sure, people will try to tell you, well, you know, you try to get all the love that you can get. You could be greedy for that. Greed is not the word that you use for anything positive. Because too much of anything is bad. It doesn't matter what it is. There is a such thing as too much love. There's a such thing as too much water, too much air. There's a such thing as too much everything. And too much is never good. What you need is enough. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember that when it comes to these people who victimize other people because they're mentally disabled or physically disabled or both, I'm sure that there's a special place somewhere in the universe for you when you, let's just put it this way, when times get hard for you. Karma, I don't even like to speak about karma, but things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I'll just leave it at that. It's always good to keep your nose clean. And it's always good to feel good about the things that you do. And if you're the type of person that can feel good about doing bad, well, like I said, things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good, man. Be safe out there today. All right?